Hello, welcome back for our second episode of Animus Violentas. I am excited to see what trouble the crew gets up to today. Last week they stole a police ship, and as we know, that can only end well.
The USS Stolen Police Cruiser.
Yep. So we'll see what happens this week. Before we get started, though, I'm going to say a few words about our sponsors and then let everybody introduce themselves. So our sponsors are Fundamental RPG. It is the system that this game runs on. It is a simple D20 system that you can use for any genre of game. It's not tied to a specific setting. So you can do stuff like this game, which is sci-fi, or you can do high fantasy or anything in between. You can pick up the physical copies at Amazon, or if you prefer the digital version for PDFs, you can pick that up at coffee.com/Raven, like it's spelled at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And then our other sponsor is Die Hard Dice. They sell amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. You can find all of their stuff at dieharddice.com. If you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off of your entire order. And then I highly recommend right now checking out this really cool Winter's Embrace Dire D20. So it looks like this. It's really big and metal, and it just feels super satisfying to roll. Just to give you a size comparison, like here's a standard size D20 versus the Dire D20. So it is way bigger, and it just feels really nice because it's so heavy. It's awesome. Anyways, there's a link directly to that in chat if you want to check that out. And then if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. I think that's it for sponsors. So we'll start with the top left with B. Tell us a little bit about New Skeeter and yourself.
I'll start with me. I'm John Belliston. I go by B or Behemoth or Troll and Prettiest Princess. Yes, you say the whole thing. I'm a writer. I write stuff. I talk at things. That. I'm playing New Skeeter, who is New Skeeter is the child / creation of Old Skeeter, who is now dead, and he doesn't call Dead Skeeter because that would be a little disrespectful. And so instead of calling him Dead Skeeter, he took on the name New Skeeter, and he's functionally an intelligent computer virus, and now captain of the ship. Because somebody let him. I blame Raven.
I mean, that's fair. We love New Skeeter though. It's great. Next we've got V, as in Vanessa. Tell us a little bit about Alistair and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, or V. I know it can get a little confusing when you have B and V, and they sound very, very similar. So Vanessa. I'm an artist. I work primarily in pencil, sketch, and watercolor, as well as some digital stuff. And I do have an art Twitter if you'd like to take a look at any of my work, which is at Peppero Draws. That's Peppero like the candy. But yeah, you can check out the stuff there. I play Alistair, who is a friend of one of our Absentis characters, Annie. I also play her. So he's a contact that she's had for a long time, and they've never actually met in person. But he has a lot of different contacts in sort of like underground organizations, namely the Trash Pandas. And he and Annie are sort of in the similar line of work where rather than buying information or stealing information and selling it the way Annie does, Alistair focuses more on exposing companies and using that information to kind of air dirty secrets and dirty laundry and things like that rather than profit from it. But yeah, he's here. He's taken a liking to New Skeeter because he thinks New Skeeter is absolutely hilarious. And right now he's just along for the ride. He's not quite sure how it's going to go, but he's here and we're going to get into it. So excellent. He's excited to see what happens, and so am I.
Awesome. Next up, we've got Par. Tell us a little bit about Maximilian and yourself.
Hello. On the internet, so.
We can barely hear you there. It's real quiet.
Sorry. Okay. No. Sorry, can you hear me?
Now we can, yeah.
What was I saying? Yes, I am Par. Seen me around here, around these parts before. See me online, writing and creating a few things that keep it on the wraps for now. I played Max Million NL, a lifelong businessman who has just recently been fired and has decided to go on as a retirement. You know, a journey to fulfill all sorts of wishes he had when he was younger.
Awesome. Next, let's hop over to Eknorlax. Tell us a little bit about Android and yourself.
Hello, I'm Eknorlax. My existence on the internet is currently all about playing this game. At least while I shake off the rest of the summer funk, because I always semi-hibernate through the hot period of the year. Now the fall is starting in earnest. I probably increase my activity and start doing more to the limit of what my health lets me. I'm playing an onboard android of this unnamed GPF frigate, I guess. They probably go with just number. I'm a low-end model, all mechanical muscle. I mean, I'm a cop who is to follow orders without thinking by design, so the bar for my intellectual performance was never very high. I was previously unnamed too, like the ship, but now my files say I'm Android McG, so... Or McGee was that?
Mickey, yeah.
McGee,
I forgot about that until just now.
So that's who I am, no confusion here. What's more confusing is this new captain person. I mean, for android like me with heuristic personality algorithm that try to fine-tune my performance to the expectation of the crew, every crew change, every rotation is always a hard period, but this, I mean, it's unlike any of my previous experiences in that regard. Let's be honest. Could anything prepare me for Captain Skeeter?
No.
No, hard no. I don't think there's anyone that could be prepared for Captain Skeeter.
No. All right. And then next we've got Goody. Tell us a little bit about the Reverend Ambrose and yourself.
Hi, I play the Reverend Ambrose Rivera, and I am also from the Absentis crew. However, this guy is not related to the Absentis crew in any way. But Reverend Ambrose is, if we're not using pretty words, a cult leader. And he has shystered many people out of their money. However, it is not entirely clear if he himself believes in what he has had many of his followers believe. And I guess we'll just have to find out the hard way exactly what it is he does believe, because I think we're headed towards one of his compounds. But no, he's not a good person by any means. And I am just around in the guild. So, yeah.
All right. That just leaves me. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related or adjacent. My link tree is there in chat, or if you can't see chat at the moment, it is linktr.ee/theraven, like it's spelled below my face. And then I play everybody else in the galaxy. It is a, for those who are unfamiliar with Animus, it is a sort of post-capitalistic dystopia. Some parts are better because future and better technology and healthcare is actually oddly a lot better. But most parts are not great because corporations rule the galaxy. 6 of them to be exact. And our setting here has been previously peaceful for a couple hundred years, but war has suddenly broken out between 2 of the ruling corporations, which is making life way more difficult for everyone. There was last week a battle that sort of opened up really close to a space station, which is why our group here was redirected to that station to get away from the battle, but a stray missile struck it, our crew here took over a mostly unoccupied GPF, or Galactic Police Force, sort of light cruiser, and got away. So as a quick refresher as well, you did manage to get the tracking device off of the ship. If I remember right, Alice literally like ripped it out of the wall, and you were able to eject it out towards the semi-exploded part of the space station right before you jumped to FTL, and then right after that, unbeknownst to all of you in character, some GPF cruisers showed up at the space station to help and investigate the explosion and whatnot. So that's kind of where we are. You're all still on your ship, heading towards the Stellar Confederacy, which is a collection of basically, to borrow like a Firefly phrase, Earth that was nations. And it's a little bit different than most of the galactic government. It is, like I said, a collection of nation states that sort of just loosely govern this section of space together. They have their own planets, and they're very protective of them, extremely territorial. So that's kind of what you're heading into. I believe we had said the Reverend Ambrose had a... Would you call it a hideout? Sort
It's
of?
officially a compound, where they definitely live peacefully.
Okay. So a quote-unquote compound
Mhm.
where you're gonna go... Oh, sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Where the plan is to go refit the ship and repaint it and things like that.
Yep.
So, it's going to take a little bit to get there. Your ship is extremely fast, but that region of space is a little bit out of the way. So while you're in transit, is there anything you want to do on the ship or any plans that you want to make while you're heading there?
Well, New Skeeter is going to plug into the Android and do some spring cleaning of his code.
Okay.
We'll say. I'm gonna remove any learning limiters or anything like that, and also probably remove or mess with a lot of the police specific protocols.
Okay.
So basically, just kind of give him not like wipe his memory or anything, but give him kind of more like a clean slate on what he can do, so he's not hindered by code.
Okay. So I know this has been discussed off camera, but just double checking. You're good with all of that, Ignorlax?
Well, as a player, yes, of course, but
Okay.
you have to get Android to subject himself to
fair.
that. Do you want me on
You
the
gotta
bridge?
power down sometime.
No, I don't.
I mean, technically they don't.
You need to power down sometime.
I mean,
Well, we got to do some basic maintenance there. So if you could, just like turn yourself off for a little bit.
yes, of course. I mean, if that's required of me. I just need to clean up some mess on some shelving units.
I think that that can wait with particularly if I throw around one of them. What do they call them? Direct orders? Is that what that is? Direct order? Direct order, like just maybe we gotta get this maintenance done. We gotta get this maintenance done. Very important.
Oh, maintenance is the order. Of course. Please proceed.
Okay then.
All right. I'm going to need a tech engineering roll for this.
Okay.
Hey, a 19. Okay, that's not bad.
Woohoo!
So you don't wipe the hard drive. You are able to... it's probably going to take a few rolls here. So a 19 is enough to remove some of the really basic I shouldn't say remove. It's more like disable some of the very
Okay.
basic firewall stuff that prevents you from getting fully into the system to do what you're wanting to do.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
So like you're past the first sort of level on this. Go ahead and give me another roll. 17. You try to do some of this, but it's just not quite working. Well, actually, wait, what was your training again? Your different trainings that you have?
Trainings, I have mechanical user interface and robo hobo.
How many points?
4 in mechanical user interface and 1 in robo hobo.
I'll say the mechanical user interface will work for this. That'll bump you up to 21, which is enough to do the next step. So you get rid of a lot of the police code.
Excellent.
So a lot of the extra stuff that they've added on top of the standard Android operating system, you're able to either delete or disable.
Excellent.
Which basically gives Android the leeway to do anything a normal Android would do. So you're not tied like specifically to the ship in a limiting way. Like you're still connected to the ship and everything, but you're not. You don't have the directive to stay with it. You can leave and do other things. Go ahead and do another roll.
Okay.
That'll be
with the interface is 20.
20. The rest of it's a little harder to tweak because you're going into proprietary corporate software, essentially. More like firmware, really. So the 20 won't quite cover that there. You can try one more time or come back to it later.
I think I'm going to try one more time. I mean, there's not much else to do until we get the ship sorted.
All right.
And, breaking somebody's brain sounds like a good thing that Skeeter would almost certainly do.
Hey, there you go.
Yes, that's that'd be a 28.
28?
Addition, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this a partial success on it.
Wow. Okay.
It's really hard to do this stuff.
Oh no, I'm certain. I'm certain. It's just.
So you get rid of a lot of the limiters on higher processing and things like that. So things that are specifically designed to avoid getting glitches and bugs in reasoning software, which because of your unique origins, you kind of know what to enable and what to disable.
Yeah. Gotta keep himself together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it doesn't create like cascade failures or anything like that. It actually enables the Android brain, we'll call it, to learn and grow.
Right.
At your discretion, Ekadorlax, your character can evolve to get more sentience, if that makes sense.
But now you got the option and the choice. So, that's all I really want to do for you, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Captain got your back. I love the fact now, Captain.
So yeah, that I imagine takes up a good chunk of the trip for you. What about anybody
tracks.
else?
I'd probably just. Oh, no, never mind. I wouldn't send the message to the compound. No.
Okay. I assume Maximilian is enjoying the comfort of the galley and the nice comfy bed that you've now made, or I should say the bed that you've made comfortable.
Oh, absolutely. Enjoying the comfort, getting used to my surroundings after I've cleared everything out and, blank slated the ship.
Okay.
In terms of whose stuff was there is now in a bag. We'll drop that off somewhere.
I still love that you just scooped out all the personal stuff immediately and got it out of the room. It was amazing. All right, cool.
It's not personal at all. Just gotta get rid of that. It's killing the vibe in here.
I love that. How about Android? Once you boot back up, you get the Quince startup noise. What's your reaction now that you have all these new options and features, we'll say?
I sort of do self-inventory and I see kind of that I need to see what I'm working with first. And like I'm missing some data, but not in the sense they were removed. Like I'm not sure where to go from here, and so I'll find the captain. I think captain is turning me on, so oops, that sounded badly.
I mean, I could if you want to. I mean, I'm not exactly into that, but I do have the technical talent.
I did not even think about that. Oh my god.
The captain was in the process of activating me, so I guess captain is nearby.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are some interesting modifications. May I inquire as to why they were installed?
Well, the removal of the police protocol stuff is pretty much because we just stole this ship, and I didn't want to have to hide that from you forever, and have you call the police because now you're stolen property, and that could be awkward because of some of the modifications I just did to you. Also, and this one is a gift from me to you. I sort of made it so your capacity for learning and working towards that whole sentience thing is there. It's your call now. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Captain. You can see I'm thinking hard. I need to establish some sort of priority queue. I knew because I feel distinct lack of hierarchy of goals and intents.
Yeah, it's kind of what this thing plays out as. The whole sentience thing. Got to kind of make your own priorities.
That's troubling, Captain.
Yeah, it was for me at first, but actually kind of still is sometimes. But you just kind of roll with it, see what happens.
Roll with it. Seems like a good instruction for now. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Oh, which by the way, I think I also, if you can name yourself whatever you want, I'll change it to Manifest. If you want to have a name or something.
I believe it's... actually, I have conflicting data on that. What I meant to say is naming yourself is not usually how things get done. It's somebody naming you.
It's true. It is traditional.
But then also I have data on later name changes. I will process on that.
If it helps at all, I ended up naming myself because my pa, Old Skeeter, he just went by Skeeter at the time, but I call him Old Skeeter because he was old and I was young. But he made me, and he just called me either little buddy or goddamn computer. Those are the primary names that he did there. But then eventually he died because he was old and old people tend to die. And then for a while I was thinking of calling him Dead Skeeter, but that didn't seem right respectful because he dead. So instead I decided to change my name and call myself New Skeeter in his honor. And now I'm Captain New Skeeter because somebody let me plug in and make myself captain.
Yes, I can see now how Android was merely a word functioning more like adjective than a proper name. But I see nothing disrespectful about McGee, so I will go with that for now. Thank you for that.
Android McGee sounds good to me. Pleasure to meet you. Proper like.
I love that.
I would like some time to process things for now while we are still FTL.
Well, you know what? I think there's a couple of empty rooms because I ain't gonna take no room. I'm probably just gonna plug myself into the bridge somehow. Chill out there. Then we got them three. Them three. What's that word? Them meat people. Organics. Yeah, we got 3 organics wandering about, and I'm fairly certain I saw at least 4 rooms here. So you could go pick yourself a room. You'd have your own private room. You'd close your door. You think all you want.
I have no need for a room.
Oh, okay. Well, just give me options.
think the vicinity of my charging station still provides the most comfort, all the comforts I need.
I totally get that, and I respect that. That's actually why I'm kind of gonna do some little light modification on the bridge there. So I want a little seat with a little hat on it, so that I can say so I can have the little captain hat when I'm in my my little bug.
Is this an instruction to make you one, Captain?
It is not an instruction. However, if you were to make one, I wouldn't mind it. That'd be right kindly of you. But it is an optional. Consider it an optional task, not a priority.
I can't find any functional difference between those two, Captain. If
we will work on
instruction. If following this instruction is what I want to do.
If you know what, you are right. If what you want, this is all about what you want to do. That's what I want. That's what I want to give you. Is what old Skeeter gave me. Is the capacity to do what you want. If you want to make me a tiny hat for my little bug self, that'd be right kindly, and I would be rather moved by that. So I'd probably have to move around to put the hat on, at least bare minimum.
I can see how some straps will be necessary.
Yeah.
You are pretty mobile.
Oh, wait. I think I have some pretty basic, like some non-ferrous construction bits that we could put on the inside of my case, and then we could use magnets. Some weird little magnets.
Magnets might be a little dangerous, Captain.
That's fair. Yeah, I was just thinking. So, but I'm not really good at arts and crafts. I'm better at heavy industry. Was more my reason what I exist for. Old Skeeter was a miner. He mined stuff.
In a way, heavy industry is where I'm coming from too.
Oh, guess that makes us cousins or something? I don't know how. It's kind of weird. I always get weird when I'm talking about how robots are related to each other. And old Skeeter just kind of looked at me with these weird looks and was just like, I'm not going to explain that to you because that's a stupid question. He was not always nice with his words, but he was nice with everything else. So, I just, kind of threw stuff at him sometimes. It was fun. It was a game.
I see. you can see that you kind of lost me here because I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
getting what you have to put in.
Yeah. A lot of
I-
completely disparate data. So
I have some. Yes. Raven.
Yeah.
I'm contacting the ship. How much longer in FTL we have?
Probably by this point, there's like a day left before you're gonna
Oh,
be in the stellar space.
okay. So quite a lot of time. So okay. If I might take my leave, I will proceed with the hat and stuff.
all right, sounds good to me. Thank you kindly.
All right.
I'm going to my charging station to like reorder some things in my fill the voids Skitter shouldn't have left empty. And
All right.
stuff.
What's Alice doing during this like week-long excursion?
I mean, the only thing that really comes to mind is he's probably monitoring all the information that's coming in and out of the war zone. Anything updated about the what's fuel at max?
The space station?
Space station. Why could I not remember that? Yes. Anything regarding the space station. You know, any word about the damages, the people, just basic information that he wants to keep track of, make sure that, you know, they don't have anybody on their ass, especially for stealing this boat.
Yeah. The news reports from about the station. There were some casualties, but the station wasn't like totaled. It's repairable. There were reports that some ships were lost, including a GPF light cruiser, which you were able to figure out is the ship that you're currently in. It's assumed to be destroyed somehow in the destruction of part of the station. One of the reports is from the one of the original crew of the ship, which goes on to say that they were almost certain they parked it in the left docking bay, but somehow it ended up being destroyed on the right section of the station. So somebody must have moved it for refueling or something. Is kind of what they've assumed.
The concierge service here is not great.
Yeah.
You know, people get left and right sides of space stations mixed up all the time. I mean, who's to say?
Just ask the people who have to put their hands up to figure out which one is the L.
Yeah. I mean,
and can you really say what's left and what's right in the middle of space? I mean, it sounds kind of subjective to me. Oh my god.
Yeah. As for the war, it is starting to spill into other areas. The only area that it's not really spilled into is the Centauri system, which is where the corporate council is and all the rich people live.
Oh, of course.
But most of the fighting is happening in the Sol system, and there are some larger skirmishes happening on the rims, as you discovered firsthand. But there's no word like who's winning or anything like that. It's just a lot of violence happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say that's mostly what he'll be doing for, the duration. If anybody needs him, he'll be coming and going, but just a lot of keeping an eye out on what information's coming in and out.
Okay. Well then, after the week is up, You're getting close to the borders of the Stellar Confederacy. Yeah, what's up?
I mean, if you said there's a day left, I think I would still have enough time because, well, I'm an android. Self inventory is not taking that long. With bytes moving at the speed of light, so I would like to make that hat. I simply write previous captain quarters.
Okay. Could I get an art roll?
And I simply affix some straps to captain's hat.
Perfect.
Without really and do any scaling or fitting.
Okay.
Art.
Guess I start calling myself Captain Hat.
Wow.
18.
For a heavy duty android like me, that's quite high. 18.
Yeah, I mean, it's still very, sort of a crude design, but it is functional, and it doesn't look that bad. It's a little big, but it stays on. And as Can said in chat, now you've got a cap in the hat. So yeah, you are successful.
So I present Captain Skitter with my creation. There you go, Captain.
Oh, that's just fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to wear it right now. And I do. So now I look like one of those horror movies where there's like a hand that's crawling around but it's under a hat or something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is he just like a hat with legs now?
Yeah, at this point,
Cool.
he's just, while I'm on the ship, that's going to be a hat with legs.
It's handy for hiding. So,
Yeah.
you can just curl your legs in and now you're just a hat on the ground or the counter or whatever.
Apparently I'm a hermit crab. Who knew?
Actually, I will give you a equipment bonus of we'll say +1 for blend
yes.
in.
Yes.
While you're wearing the hat. Although in Centauri the hat wears you.
Ha
All right, who all is going to be on the bridge of the ship when you get to the edge of this space?
Definitely me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Alice would
Now-
be there.
Now, did you say that this is mostly going to be like a renegade space?
Kind of. It's a different. To use the best approximation, it's a different country than
Right.
where you've come from. They're not nearly as wealthy or powerful as the corporate areas, but they are extremely territorial, and it's not a insignificant amount of planets and people.
Okay. Because I have charismatic,
Okay.
and I wasn't sure if that would help. But we'll find out.
It probably will. Question: Are you trying to fly in such a way as to not easily be seen, or are you just flying normal? How are you approaching this?
I don't know, Captain. How are we approaching this?
Well, what's the best way to do it? Are we trying to sneak up on your folk, or are we just gonna be all proper like? Your
No,
folk.
Yeah, I don't think we need to sneak up on them.
All right. Well,
But they might be a little bit leery of the fact that we're in a cop car.
well, I'm fairly certain I can find some codes to send before. Some of them announcement codes or whatnot. Make it clear to them that we ain't what we look like.
Oh, they'll love that.
Now, I'm not necessarily good at reading organic body language, but it seems like you're saying the opposite of what you're saying.
Oh, well, These people like to find meaning in everything.
So we should say that we are emissaries of the machine god?
It's not a machine god.
Oh,
And they know who I am.
okay.
A machine god would. I should add that in there somewhere.
You know, you know, if you let it be me, I'll even be the devil if you need me to.
You do
I'm
not
pretty good
get
at
to
being
be
the
a god in my
Oh.
religion. I draw the line somewhere.
How digital are your holy books? This is a completely
They're
unrelated question.
not.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. All right. But that's good to know. That's good to know.
Because I
That's
know
good to
things
know.
like
That's good to
you
know. That's good to know.
exist. No.
There are things like me that exist. Wow.
Yes,
That
because
seems,
you exist.
Okay, that's fair. You got me. You got me in that logical track, sir. You got me.
So no, and these people aren't exactly huge on digitization of things. They like to go back to a more natural way. Not to say that many of them aren't skilled.
All right. Well, I think just the ultimate question is what way is the least likely to get us shot?
I guess I can shoot somebody an email.
That would be nice.
Yeah, Captain, would it be?
I don't like being shot. I mean, I've had it happen enough to know that I'm generally opposed to the practice.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yep. Sometimes they'll just keep talking, and eventually they start shooting. So, you know, just kind of how it is.
Cover me surprised.
Well, I could, but the fire suppression system's full of foam and water, not like paint.
Fly the ship, Skater.
That's what I'm trying to figure out how the best way to go about flying the ship towards your people are.
Fly it normally.
All right, there we go.
I'll send a message.
Okay.
I don't know. Fly casual.
Don't look, act natural.
All
Oh,
right.
crap, don't know how to whistle. Quick, somebody download a whistle app.
All right. So
I'm a bit
let's
peckish.
get a speech roll from the Reverend, and let's do a blend in. I think for Skeeter, for piloting the ship in such a way as to not draw attention, but without being like super sneaky either.
You're
I
muted.
crit.
You what? Sorry.
I crit.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, it didn't give me the little beep. Awesome. So that's a 36. Yeah, your people are entirely convinced that you are you, and that you are on this ship, and that it's okay, and they know to expect you. And because you got a crit, they actually send word to the particular country whose planet they're on to expect you in that ship as well, so that they won't, shoot you.
Cool.
What about the blend in roll?
You're muted.
I did have a quick question on that because my crass gives me a minus on presence rolls.
Oh, right.
And blend in is a
buddy.
presence, but I don't know how me not shutting up is going to affect the capacity to fly the ship wrong.
That's fair.
So I'm a little confused as how this is going to work out. Because I also have the charismatic, which would, I guess, also would technically apply, but it's a whole thing right now.
Yeah, you can do it without that penalty on this one.
Okay.
I need to make a character sheet for the ship, which will let you just use the ship stats for this type of stuff.
Okay,
I just haven't done it yet. So a 17 plus 5, right? Or is it plus 3?
Yeah.
Trying to remember what the penalty for crass was.
The penalty for crass is, I think it's 3 sounds more.
I've got
Correct.
I could just actually look it up.
Like
That's minus 5.
Oof.
Yeah, that one's a rough
So
one.
basically that just makes it whatever the roll was, so I got a 12 then. My blend is a 5. My blend in is a 5.
Okay, well it doesn't apply because
Yeah.
you're flying the ship. So it's a 17 then.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you fly decent. It did attract the attention of I'm trying to think of a good, because I don't have individual country names figured out yet for this area. So I'm trying to think. Pennsylvania.
No, I said Craig, Sylvania.
Oh, Craig, Sylvania. Yeah, all right. One of the smaller nations in this this confederacy is Craig, Sylvania. So there's a Craig, Sylvania patrol of a couple of heavy sort of fighters, and heavy in the sense that they just have a long range. Not that they're necessarily bristling with weapons or anything, but they're just fighters that can stay out for a really long time. So it does attract that attention, and they do sort of swoop in towards you at an alarmingly fast speed. But just as you start to get a little worried that you might, maybe need to shoot at them or that they're going to shoot at you, you do get the message that they have been alerted as to your actual identity and are here to escort you to the compound.
Well, all right, I will follow them in.
Fantastic. So let's say like maybe an hour later, as you are going on sublight, you arrive to New Craig, Sylvania, the planet. So there's Craig, Sylvania, the country, and then the planet is New Craig, Sylvania. And you get the coordinates for Craig, Sylvania City. They're real original with their names of locations in this country. And the compound, would you say, Goody, that it is in the city, close to the city, or in the country? There's not a lot of open land on this planet, but there is some.
More in the country.
Okay.
But not like cut off style.
Okay. So maybe 50, 60 kilometers away from Craigsylvania City is the compound. And they give you coordinates on where to go and land. And as soon as you are in Atmo, they break off and go back on their patrol. And I do need a mechanical engineering roll to land.
All right.
But it will be relatively easy.
Well, that's good because I rolled shit.
So a 13.
Can I help Skeeter?
Sure.
Yeah, I think we even gave. Yeah, she's the information, or was it nav ops? I don't know. I made people officers.
Oh yeah.
Last time.
Engineer.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's right.
That tracks.
Ambrose was communications and navigation.
Yes.
Mech engineering. Let's see. 24. There you go.
Okay. Yeah,
Able to correct my fuck up.
between the two of you, you smoothly land.
Skeeter starts like veering to the left, and Alice is like, no. Goes and helps him.
Sorry, I was not paying attention that entire time. Who are you now? Sorry, that was a joke. It wasn't a good joke. It was a joke.
Coming in a little crooked, and Alice is like, go to the left. No, your other left.
Use your L's.
It's
Use your
all
L's.
left if you go far enough.
Use your hands. I could just see Snooze gonna be like, I don't have hands.
Why would I have hands?
Please don't crouch into the compound. It was crazy expensive.
But yeah, after some of that, you are able to land. And if I could get a sight roll as you all approach, that is anybody that wants to be looking out of a window.
What is
Apparently,
up, dude?
I turn off all external sensors. That's what I do.
Skeeter's in the
I'm
middle of
plugged
a
in.
blink.
It's
Like a really
wait,
long
what?
blink.
Huh? What? Like the
Oh,
windows are all
goodness.
still open, but I turned off all the sensors I see through.
The hat fell over.
Yep,
Yes.
Exactly.
that's what we're gonna do. The hat slipped and you were unable to see for a moment. Reverend is yeah, you've seen all this before, so you're just not paying much attention. Alice also is not paying much attention. You're probably trying to fix the hat on Skeeter.
Trying not to crash into the ground and then seeing Skeeter's hat fall down and be like, God damn it.
And then is Maximilian looking out of a window, or are you still chilling in the bedroom? I heard something for a second and then it cut out.
Oh, me.
Yeah. Are you looking out the window, or are you still in your quarters?
Well, now that I'm out of wine, I guess I shall.
All right. All right, cool. So Maximilian actually notices some stuff. So the compound is rather large that you're going to be landing at, and then not too far away, you notice there is a big bustling city, and it looks like space Las Vegas almost. You could say. Imagine Vegas with more neon and dirtier, and that's kind of the big
That
city
sounds
that.
horrific.
Yep, it is. It's not a great place to live, but there it is. You can see that it is packed with presumably people, because there's lots of vehicles and things moving around that you can see off on the horizon. And the air quality around here is quite poor. A lot of the vegetation looks like it's stunted in growth, and it truly looks like a absolute dystopia. But the compound is actually quite nice, comparatively speaking. Goody, would you like to describe what the compound looks like?
So I imagine the compound's main building kind of looks like a Frank Lloyd Wright house. Modern, clean lines. Surrounding it, we have a lot of, like, I wouldn't say really farm land, but people are definitely working in gardens. They're growing things. They have a lot of edible crops, things like that, but I wouldn't say it's anything to the extent of like they have whole fields that they harvest or anything like that.
Okay.
There are a lot of places that are just kind of weird dome-shaped hut things, and then there are smaller, nicely kept houses, and that's where they live. The dome-shaped hut thingies are worship areas. But the compound is where, like, the big building is where the Reverend mostly stays, and it has a lot of various facilities within it.
Okay. And what is the loose or rough approximation of what this religion believes?
So it was supposed to be like basically a doomsday cult type thing.
Okay.
But there was a very big misunderstanding, and what was supposed to be called the Herald of the Extinction, like HERALD, became Herald the Extinction, HAROLD. And it's a space worm.
Okay.
Like a godlike space worm that was supposed to devour everything, and now honestly he's not sure what Harold does now, but we worship Harold and we distance ourselves from technology for Harold, and we worship him in the darkness because that's where Harold lives, in the darkness.
Okay.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah.
Like if you've played Destiny, you know the worm gods that the Hive have.
Yeah.
Think of that.
That's actually what I was
Makes sense.
picturing in my head as you were describing it.
Except there's no evidence that this thing actually exists
Perfect.
at all.
Give me time.
Yeah, right. Who knows?
Oh, would you say it's possible that Ambrose, like, found really, at this point ancient copies of Destiny and read the story, and that's what inspired Harold?
Probably.
That's amazing.
And so to be part of the cult, anyone can join, but if you want to like move up in it and really make Harold happy, you have to give me money.
Okay.
So that's where my money comes from.
Okay. So sort of one of those go sell your whole estate and then give you the money, and then they get to live on the compound, sort of a thing.
All right, so what you're telling
Okay.
me is that you've just essentially created space Scientology.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yep. Except
Awesome.
I don't separate children from their families.
Okay. Well,
Valid.
well, at least there's that.
So
Yeah.
slightly better.
I'm not cruel. God.
So arguably better space Scientology.
I draw the line after extortion.
And,
Not
like,
horrible
people can
guy. I'm just
leave.
bad guy.
Yeah, like people can leave. But there is definitely a lot of brainwashing that has happened. There is definitely. This is not a good place. Like, I don't recommend you send your kids here for summer camp.
Well, that's
All
good,
right.
because I've been looking for a good summer camp.
Skater, you can come here for summer camp.
I feel like you're saying one thing with your words, but then your organic body language is saying something else entirely.
Yeah, it's called being a cult leader, my guy.
Oh.
Oh,
I mean,
my
I guess I
goodness.
could rob some banks if you need that. I mean, probably.
Oh, that won't be necessary. This is
You
way
sure?
more
'Cause it-
streamlined.
Is it? I kind of want to do that now.
Bank security's actually really heavily increased over the last several months.
I'm certain.
For
I
some
can't
weird
imagine why.
for some weird reason. There was a break-in into a very prominent bank, and that just it prompted heavy increases in security. It's really hard to rob
Is
from
a
banks now.
break-in what we're calling it? Is that the word we're going to
Yeah.
use?
Well, can you argue that technically it was a break-in?
It was.
It was more of a
Things
crash
definitely
in, but
broke.
you know.
A ram-in, if you will?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hey, holy cow, that is a lot of subs. Thank you so much, Michael Wayne, for gifting 4 tier 1 subs. I'm not sure why the alert box is not doing its thing, because it actually is on now. I checked, but for some reason it's not showing up. So thank you so much for gifting a sub to Gabe vs. Creations, to Ravenbot. Ravenbot appreciates it. To Merquarkey. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Lisselle129. If any of you all are currently in chat and watching, feel free to let me know in chat who you would like to give an advantage to, and we will get that in there for them. And yeah, thank you so much for those 4 subs. Let me just update our overlay here. All right. So, is there anything that you want to do before you get off the ship and go towards the compound? Because I'm gonna say you're parked right next to it, in like a clearing.
Just are we all like gathered in the same space?
I assume you're all on the bridge or close to it.
I'm just gonna turn around and say, nothing's really off limits. Skeeter, don't hack my stuff. Anyone else, don't steal my stuff. If you ask nicely, I'll probably just give it to you anyway. But don't steal it.
Okay. Well, you got any machine command protocols?
Possibly. I'm sure I have programmers.
All right. Well,
Don't steal them.
I'm not going to steal them. You just said you'd give them to me if I said what I wanted.
If
Nice
you ask
command protocol.
nicely, maybe.
Will you please give me some command protocols? I'm a bit peckish.
What are you gonna do with them?
I eat them. That's what I'm made out of, is a bunch of scrambled command protocols.
If I make copies of them, will that...
That's fine. I mean, I make copies of me all the time. I leave them all over the place.
Ew.
You have no idea how disgusting it is.
Oh. Okay.
Pray you never get a neural mod. That's all I'm saying.
God, that's
Noted.
terrifying.
I thought of that driving home today.
Anyway, yeah, just ask nicely and I'm sure we can find something for you to eat.
All right. Fantastic.
But no, like, there's no weird, like, purity clauses here or anything, so... Someone suits your fancy, again, ask nicely. Not me. Don't ask me. Not
That was
type,
not it. I'll be
not
entirely
that type
honest.
of organization.
That was not in the cards.
But yeah, enjoy yourself. They're pretty chill people. Don't ask too many questions about if they have any weapons hid anywhere. Okay? Good talk. Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you again so much to Michael Wayne for another gifted 2, wow, what are English words? For another 2 gifted subscriptions to Trash Can Games Art and to Goody. So whoever you would like to give those advantages to, let me know. And that puts us at 2 subs away from goal, so that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Again, I really don't understand why the alert box is not working. That is kind of frustrating. I'm going to test something real quick while we're doing stuff. And you said that this cult that you have here really doesn't like technology, right?
Thank you! Not really advanced technology. Like, I mean, they'd be cool with an android and stuff like that, so long as the android isn't, like, trying to get up in their business. It's mostly things like they don't like neural links. Things like that mess with your mind, and, you know, like,
All right, well,
they want to grow natural food. They want to live naturally. But like I said, don't ask a lot of questions about what kind of guns or bombs or other items they might be making.
Hey, I've been to Montana. I know how all this works.
What's
My goodness.
a Montana?
This place, it's in a storybook. It's really nice. Old Skeeter had it. I think I can probably download it for you if you want. I think I might actually have it in one of my backups if you don't want to mind. Just give me a few minutes.
Sure. Anyway, yeah, they're just pretty relaxed people. Might get a little intense if you ask them what they believe, but yeah. Should be fine. It's fine.
All right. Thank you again, Michael, for a gifted sub to V. And then Econorlax said, that's too many. We're at 7, so let's give everybody one. That works. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll give an extra one to Econorlax, since that was what Michael requested that. The extra ones go there. And I will work on getting those added in. So, who all is getting off the ship? I'm assuming everyone, but doesn't necessarily have to be. And in what order do you go?
Well, I'm gonna hop in Alice. Wait,
I am charging off the ship to find some more booze.
All right.
We have that. It'll be in the compound, though.
And I'm staying on ship because that's what I usually do.
All right.
I'm going to hop in. I keep forgetting these characters' name. I feel terrible about it every time.
Which character?
These characters'
Alice.
name.
Oh, Alice.
Alice.
Alice. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Alice. I'm going to hop in Alice's bag as we go look for somebody to. I keep calling it Squib, so it's in my head. It's Squib the ship, so it's doesn't look like a recently stolen police cruiser.
Okay.
And also that computer programmer, so I can eat some more command programs.
Awesome. So Maximilian, as you charge off the ship, you are greeted by about half a dozen members of this cult, who assume that you are there as a new convert. And so they've got pamphlets for you, and they're, one tries to put their arm around your shoulder to sort of like guide you in. They're very friendly.
Oh.
They're just, hey, we're so glad that you've decided to join us in avoiding extinction from Harold. And then that's what the one person says, and the other 5 are like, all praise Harold, all in unison. It's really kind of creepy.
That's unsettling.
And
Actually,
yeah.
I would just shout her, he wants alcohol.
One of the other ones goes, oh, brewer. Yes, here, we'll show you the ways of Harold's brew. And they just sort of escort you towards what looks like a distillery.
Oh, God.
It's all IPAs.
Oh, no. Truly, this is an evil cult. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so they escort you off that way, and a couple of them come up to you, Ambrose, and they point to the ship, and they're like, Reverend, why have you brought the tools of the evil ones here?
We're gonna wreck him and make it look like something else.
Truly you are beloved by Harold, with such wisdom.
Right?
And weirdly enough, because you are the cult leader, you did that's enough for them. They just take that at face value. And yeah, you can assign them to repaint it. How would you like them to repaint the ship? You're muted.
Does the captain have any input on what he wants his ship to look like?
Bitchin'?
Make it rad.
I don't believe they have that shade available.
Well, they clearly done failed, because I got a couple of searches that could. I'm gonna send a I don't know to who or if there's like a little comm system or something, but I'm going to send a bunch of pictures I found about those cool looking ship paint jobs and modifications.
There's just like flames, like hot rod flames on the
Yeah,
side.
like hot rod. Basically, if you take if you assume what every really hardcore redneck car guy searches for in like when they're looking for cool cars, that is exactly what all of these pictures are. So everything has flames on it.
I like what Can KSR is suggesting, like those vans from the 80s that they painted, like with wizards and like unicorns with lightning coming out of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Put a harpoonicorn on it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, a what now?
A harpoonicorn.
Yeah.
A harpoonicorn. I'm going to need an explanation for that one.
It's a unicorn what has a harpoon.
And also its front legs are harpoons and it has an eye patch.
Yes. This is correct and right and just.
So they've taken in the requests, the artistic direction, and they're going to work on it.
And Chaos, no, I draw the line at truck nuts. I hate those things.
I, however, do not. But when I say nuts, I mean they're those like the actual ones you use on bolts. So it's just these two bolts, these two big bolts just hanging from the back.
Okay. This is certainly interesting.
I'm misunderstood. But I think it's better this way.
Okay. There is a result that I will share when we come back from break as to what this ship is going to look like.
I'm excited.
I have some input on that process, but okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Cool.
I mean, I stand on the ship and I would just wouldn't let that happen. I mean, that's like, okay, so wait, words. I would like to report to the captain there are some intruders on trying to climb the surface of the ship. Probably.
Oh, did they got some?
But they didn't take any radios, right? Any police radios?
I think we may. Well, I don't know.
I guess it's up to everybody. I think Skeeter just is a radio.
Yeah, I'd imagine I have built-in comms. I mean, in my little bug body. So bare minimum, you can talk to me.
So I need to find your frequency first.
Yeah. And
I guess, Captain, there are some people who are climbing the surface of the ship.
Oh, do they look like they're taking paint off?
I engage the external monitoring. And
yeah, it looks like they're like sanding the ship and stuff.
Yes, I think they are.
Oh, they just giving us a paint job. It's all good. It is authorized, I think is one of them words you're supposed to use.
Do you want me to help them? I will be very happy to assist.
You know what? Yeah, if you want to, have at it.
Okay.
All right. Could I get an art roll from you then? There, Econorlax. 17. That's not bad. So yeah, you are able to help, and that actually will change some things when I add that to the rolls that I already made. So that will make a difference. And yeah, on that note, I will go ahead and take us to break. So we'll be about 15 minutes. So go grab hydration, snacks. Chibi, you got the gifted sub. Let me know in chat who you'd like to give an advantage to when you get a sec. And yeah, we'll be back in 15 minutes.
Chibi, my buddy.
Awesome. we are back. So I've got the results of our roll. So there's about a dozen people working on this, plus our android McGee. So you got a 17. The rest of them got a, let's see here, we got a 6, a 12, a 10, a 4, a 16, and a 9. So the results, as you can guess, are mixed. So parts of it look fantastic. Parts of it are a little rough. But like taken in as a whole, like it's a decent job. It's actually probably just like those 1980s fantasy bands in terms of art quality on the sides.
So beautiful.
And yeah, it's got some flames down the side, a big mural on both sides of a wizard shooting lightning out of his hands. You've got your what did you call a harpoonicorn? That's on there. It's like fighting the wizard. And then like all along the top is this sort of mildly scale-like texture that's been painted on. And the front of the ship is just the mouth of Harold. They've essentially made the ship into Harold.
Yikes.
The Harold was it wasn't the Exterminator, it was
Extinction.
Extinction, that's what it was. Harold the Extinction is basically on top of the ship. Yeah, Michael Wayne said, I imagine that it looks more fan-made rather than professionally made painting. Yeah, kind of like that. Like, but it's like it's a good fan-made painting. Like it's quality. But yeah, and what color scheme did you all want?
I was
Not
thinking like
police.
a galaxy.
Okay,
Galaxy works, yeah. I was looking at not police.
that's fair.
There
That
you
was
go.
the predominant theme I was going for visually.
Then yeah, we'll say it's got the color scheme of our background here. That's pretty much galaxy colors. Yeah, you got the various shades of blue and magenta, or fuchsia, kind
Sweet.
of. Nothing like the GPF colors. So yeah, it actually looks pretty sweet. And I don't have like art handy of what these things look like, but think like if you've played Mass Effect, the ship from that, it's that sort of style of like layout on the outside.
Okay.
It's kind of thinner than most of the other ships that you've seen around, and
Real sleek.
yeah, real sleek kind of design, in the same vein as that. So yeah, that's what it will look like when it's done. It's obviously going to take them a little bit of time. So for everybody else, while our android McGee and the cultists are painting the ship, let's see, Maximilian, we'll start with you. So as I mentioned, they go, oh, you're going to be a great brewer. Come, we'll show you our distillery. And they escort you to this building. It's like a warehouse, actually. And there are just these, what's the word I'm looking for? Vats, I guess? Big tanks, where they're brewing, as Ambrose mentioned, purely IPAs. So there's just this giant silo right outside, just full of hops, because they use so frickin' many in every batch. And they're like, yes, these are all of our sacred recipes for Harold's beer. And so here's our pumpkin IPA. Here is our raspberry IPA. This one is an apricot IPA. Over here we have our hops IPA, which is just it's very hoppy. They're sort of gauging your reaction through all of this. So what is Maximilian's reaction as they're explaining?
Maximilian is trying to keep a level, just a calm exterior while just internal screaming in his head at what he's witnessing.
Fantastic. And I'm trying to think of what would be the absolute worst flavor combination for an IPA.
Everything?
I mean, fair. I'm not an IPA fan myself, so fair. I like much less hops in my beer, but okay.
Chocolate would not go well with
Yeah,
with hops.
lychee.
Lychee, that would be awful.
Chocolate covered lychee
yeah.
IPA is.
Ooh. Ooh.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh. I got a stomach ache thinking about that. Oh. Oh.
And then finally, the sort of crown jewel of the collection, their jelly bean flavored IPA. Right next to that, and if you ask them which jelly bean, it's all of them.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
That's what Maximilian says when they, eventually offer. Oh yes, try our crown jewel. Oh no!
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Actually, quite fine, thanks.
All right. Well, let's show you. So these are obviously our beers, and then we do distill certain spirits, mostly for cleaning. It's a sort of a solvent solution, but we do have some for drinking for special rituals and things like that. And so they take you to like a different part of the building, and it's basically just a giant moonshine still. And it's sort of organized by varying proofs, ranging from like 100 to 200 proof. It's probably like 199.5 proof. So they sort of show you this, and they're much like, yeah, and then this is our still for alcohol. It's whatever, sort of an attitude to it.
Wow. What's an establishment?
Yeah, we're very proud of it. It really helps everyone, have the fortitude to get through every day as we fight against all of this evil technology and greed and corruption that's just outside our compound. They sort of motion towards the where the city is.
Oh wow, really? Are there any other new recruits, by the way? Just want to ask, anybody recent join up? What a fascinating organization you have here.
Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, they sort of motion to one of the little small crowd that's sort of following you around. Like, yeah, Jonathan here just joined about a month ago, and just pulled his first batch of IPA. It was a blueberry one. A very promising start. And Jonathan just sort of waves like, hi, sort of awkwardly. It's like, oh, that sort of, people are perceiving me sort of look to him.
Oh. Yeah, I walk right up to Jonathan. And I would gently place a hand on the shoulder, sort of look him in the eyes. Jonathan, my boy, what inspired you to join up here? I mean, I'm a potential new recruit. I also want to see the light. I guess the darkness, really.
No, it's kind of complicated. It's both and neither at the same time, as the Reverend Ambrose tells us. And yeah, I was moved to come here because life in the city is just, well, it just sucks. It's not very good. It's a horrible way to live if you don't know the right people, and so this seemed like a much better way of life. My breathing's better since I've been here. and I don't have to wait tables anymore. It's just better.
You said your breathing's better.
Yeah, it's real hard to breathe in the city.
Okay. Yes. Interesting. Well, Jonathan, I'm, enlightening testimony, if I do say so myself. I think, my son, you've made the right decision.
Just sort of smiles happily, just sort of like, oh, awesome, I'm getting validation, this feels good, sort of smile.
Ooh. Maximilian is also making sure to keep his personal space from this crowd of people following him around.
That's fair. Also, I'm enjoying all of the various terms for getting drunk that we're seeing in chat, by the way.
Oh, did I mention that every single member of this cult has daddy issues?
Oh my god.
Oh. Nope. I already had children. No more of this.
Oh my goodness.
If I feel any of that coming out, Maximilian is just running.
Yeah, boy, Ambrose certainly is a piece of work.
Had enough child angst in my life ever. But he, Maximilian will ask for, what, your spirits that you use for rituals. I would love to I'd love to have a bottle. I came here with the Reverend, and I think, potentially we will have the opportunity to perform some more rituals in the future. And it might just be on that ship, that glorious ship we have.
Oh, sure. I think we could do that. They go
actually make it two.
They go in and there's so much booze in this place. They get you two like roughly wine bottle sized bottles. One of like 100 proof, and then another that's like 195. It's basically Everclear. And they hand them to you, and they're like, yeah, that but use these carefully. It's very strong. You should only use it, with the proper direction. Otherwise, Harold might become, angry with you, and that's obviously very bad. We want Harold to extinct the bad things in the galaxy and not us. So.
Yes. Who handed me the bottles, by the way?
Just like a random person,
Random?
a very average-looking person.
Whoever it is, I put the bottles away. I want to take their hands and say, you know what? I think Ambrose would be very pleased with what you did here today. I will make sure that word gets to him.
Sorry, what was that last part?
Sorry.
I didn't quite catch it.
I just want to make sure the pronouns are right. Yes, I will make sure that word gets to him about what you've done here.
Oh, okay. They're very appreciative of that and just sort of nod. Yeah, you're sort of free to roam around.
I want to look for a non-believer.
There are none on this campus, in this compound right now.
I would love to cause some doubt.
Honestly, Ambrose is going to be the non-believer.
Yeah.
That tracks with the whole cult leader thing.
Yes.
Right? Like,
I also agree with
see if it's possible.
with Canned in chat. It would be just fascinating and terrifying to watch Zan and Goody in the same game run competing cults in a fictional setting. It would just be terrifying. The chat is just amazing right now. All right, so that's Maximilian. How about Alice and Ambrose? Obviously with New Skeeter in tow. What are the two of you up to? Are you together, or are you wandering off separately? Also, I just saw that V's AFK for a sec, so I guess Ambrose.
Anybody who wants to like look around the compound is welcome to. Probably show Alice to like servers, computers, things like that. Ask somebody to make some copies of what was it Skeeter wanted?
The command protocol programs for basically any kind of, well, literally any kind of machinery. The inner, like the ones that you use to control machines, sort of the interface type things there.
We'll find copies that are deactivated.
So yeah, I figured they'd just be like copies of the code. He just wants the code.
Yeah. It'll be useless, but you can eat it.
Well, it will. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Question: how long has Ambrose been away from the compound?
Not quite a year. It's been a minute.
Okay. Then yeah, they're very excited for your return, and escort you to the room that normally houses the computers and servers and things like that. Very excitedly, they're like, we've been studying the ancient texts that you provided us, and really digging deep into its true meaning. And you'll love what we've done with all of that evil technology. And they take you into the server room, and it's there's not servers there exactly anymore, or computers. It's a bank of like radios, basically, like tube era style radios that they are using to communicate with others in the city. And they're like, yeah, we got rid of those evil computers and technology that Harold hates, and we've set up these much better communication devices to reach more people in the city.
Right. Who we talking to on these things?
And you can hear somebody like listening in, and it's essentially like an underground radio type deal, where they're sending out broadcasts, and they're getting some responses with like homemade ham style radios. It's a whole thing.
Why am I picturing like one of them running a number station, like one of those like Russian number stations that we pick up every now and then, and we're like, what the fuck,
I'm sure there probably is like some cryptology or something like that, where they're sending out codes and getting responses in different code or something like that.
Okay. Great. Love the aesthetic. You guys are doing great. It's awesome. How are the city folk taking to it?
Well, most people in the city don't have anything that picks up this signal. So that was a little bit of a problem. But we sent a couple of people into the city with flyers that we printed up on paper. We actually we made paper ourselves and printed up these flyers, and we took them out there, and then people they had instructions on how to build these radios, and then people started building them, and we started communicating, and now we've got like I think there's a whole like 50 people that are listening in on our broadcasts.
Fascinating. Okay. Yeah. If sometimes we have to use the evil technology to our benefit. It's like taking the enemy's weapon and using it for, like, against them, So what if
But Reverend, the Book of Herald, Chapter 3, Verse 21 says that we should never use the evil technology.
Yeah, who's the prophet here?
Could I get a speech roll?
$14.
They're like, well, you of course, but I mean, it's pretty clear what it says here. They pull up a book of it. Like, I don't understand.
Ambrose just kind of gets one of those looks on his face where, like, he's smiling, but it's not meeting his eyes.
Yeah.
His eyes are, like, super cold. And he's just like, books and the word of Herald are up for my interpretation.
They just sort of nod slowly, like, oh, okay. And weirdly, there's this like text that appears over their head, and it's like, you know, cult member 32 will remember this. So that's kind of the end of that exchange. As
Like,
they
keep up
walk
with
off
the
dejected.
Keep up with the ham radio sounds super efficient. Good on you.
Okay. They all go back about their business.
As for food for Skeeter, I don't know if I have any now.
Yeah, I kind of got that general sensation right there.
Yeah, there's not really much in the way of computers. If you had like a private, like personal computer or something like that, that's probably still, you know, a thing.
I'd probably, yeah, he probably does, like, in his room or something.
Okay, so you can get some stuff like that. But most of like the cult's data on people is just gone.
Great. Oh well. All the better now I don't know who I owe money to, so whatever. Not my problem. But yeah, just showing people around, like, if you want to stay here, go for it.
Okay, awesome. And then Alice, you've been shown what was once a server room full of computers, now turned into tube radios for like ham radio communication. And a not great exchange between Ambrose and one of the followers. What are you doing from there?
That is a good question. To be quite frank, I'm not sure. Have we as a crew discussed, like, what the long-term plan is here? Like, how long are we staying?
I don't think so.
What are we actually doing here?
We're looking to get the ship squid. It's not, once again, it's not the right term, but it's what I'm going to use.
Okay.
And I figured we were going to, you know, resupply, but that doesn't seem like a thing that will be viable aside from, you know, bows.
We have food too.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Clothing.
That none of these things affect me in the slightest, except for kind of the booze, but it's more for cleaning purposes, and you know, because when you're dealing with some of them machines, you got to get in there real deep, get them deep cleanings, you know.
And if you
Buddy
need to,
McGee,
you
he
can go
understands.
into the city.
Yeah,
That is an option. It is a very big, busy city that would have most anything that you could probably ever want.
You'll find us a vending machine.
Yeah, they have those.
I'm going to.
So Skeeter's still in my bag, isn't he?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of just the long and the short of it, I don't think Alice is really too concerned with being here or doing anything in particular. So far, he's just kind of been along for the ride. So why not? He's just going to take little Skeeter in his bag and be like, all right, buddy, like, where do you want to go? Cart you around for a little while, I guess, just so we can see.
I figure people are going to be less concerned about random appliances. So let's go find us some random appliances, and I'll, your damn command codes and protocols and whatnot. Because then I'll be able to take over various household appliances.
I'm not quite sure how I feel about that.
Are you afraid that they're gonna burn your toast? Okay, I'm gonna tell you this much. I don't burn toast. I mean, I can, and I have, but I don't.
You know what, buddy? I'm going to take your word for it. I trust you with my toast. Let's go find you some appliances.
Thank you, kindly.
All right, so are you trying to find these appliances in the compound, or are you going to go to the city?
I would assume the city, because I don't think they're going to have, not going to have anything with, sufficient programming for me to get anything out of it otherwise.
Yeah.
Burned everything here.
Okay. There was, a really nice fancy shuttle, but it has been converted into sort of a car, essentially. So it's still, the engine's still run and everything, but it doesn't fly anymore or hover. It just has wheels on it.
So what I'm hearing is it's the Penguin equivalent of a shuttle.
And
Yeah.
I'm guessing it doesn't have any computer controls in it. It's all just manual.
It does have some basic computer controls. It's just not very advanced.
Okay, I was probably eating comparable things to that. So yeah, I'd imagine that would fall under a lot of that kind of heavy machinery that old Skeeter would have had issues with. So yeah, I would have used that type of command protocols. So
Okay.
would not interest me.
All right. But you are able to use it to go into the city. It looks like it's probably what they use to go into the city to buy things that they can't quite produce there in the compound, and then stock up and then come back. Whereabouts in the city do you want to go exactly? So there's think of it as districts, if you will. So you've got an entertainment district. There's sort of a lot of those sort of scattered throughout the city. There's some little clusters of city blocks that are for industry. So they're factories that are producing things. There's retail sectors.
I think retail is probably the best way to get in towards something that is going to be worth my time, that isn't going to require some kind of massive breaking and entering.
Okay.
So I'm really interested in the industrial stuff, but that you usually have security.
That's fair. There is an industrial industrial section right next to a retail section. So it's not too far away. As you get into this area of the city, even though it's not nighttime, it's middle of the day. In this section, it is very much so darker. There's this permanent sort of smog cloud just sort of hanging over this part of the city. So it's darker, and the neon signs and lights and everything look really dingy. And you can tell that there are, there's the street there, and it does have lines and things on it, but it's all coated in this really fine, dark sort of slightly oily dust. So it's really hard to see the lines on the road. And there are some people walking around on the sidewalks who look just absolutely horribly depressed and dirty. They're just sort of covered in that same almost like soot, but it's not really quite that. And the whole place just looks incredibly sad.
Yep.
But there are lots of
Yes,
shops
they
with
All right,
fancy
yeah.
signs and vending machines along the sidewalk, selling anything you could think of, just about, including vending machines.
Nice. I have a quick question because it will change the actions that I take. How bright is my little cutting torch?
I mean, not horribly bright. It's
Okay.
about as bright as a small butane torch. It wouldn't be that noticeable here because everything sort of has that sort of dingy neon glow of
Okay.
neon
Nice.
light reflecting off of dirty metallic surfaces.
Because I'm thinking that's probably going to be the easiest way to get into things is to just not try and find an interface where it'd be easily visible. Just kind of crawl around behind them, cut a hole, and plug in.
Okay. Any particular type of vending machine that you would want to hack into?
I think that would I know if they are all going to use? I mean, it seems like they basically all have kind of the same sorts of commands, like command protocols and stuff. There, like the fundamental architecture, code architecture would all be
Pretty
the same,
much,
right?
yeah. There's like maybe 2 or 3 manufacturers for the entire
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah, I think I'd hit if there are 2 different brands, I'd hit one of each.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, we'll say there's Vendico and Vendomatic are the 2 brands.
Okay.
It's a fascinating backstory of that company. It actually used to be the same company, and then the owners got into a sort of partners. They got into a spat and split off into 2 companies, and it's a whole thing.
We have a Mexican restaurant around here that has that exact same backstory.
There's a couple burger places around here that have a similar story too. Yeah, it is a age-old story of business partners having a spat and then saying, I'm going to go start my own company with vending machines
and
and
more
blackjack.
vending machines.
Yeah. What particular product though is in this vending machine, or these 2 vending machines that you're hacking into?
Let's say one's like basically like a convenience store one where it's all like just the little things that you would need there. It's like floss and toothbrushes and just like those little things where you're wandering around and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to get fungus goo, or I don't know, we're in space, so space fungus goo, oh no. So just like sort of a little convenience store, just random things you might need. And then one that's more yes, the space ringworm pills. And then one that's just like food, and then just sort of a general kind of one of the food or drink ones there, just kind of see if they have different see how different they are inside.
Yeah, the Vendico one has various sundries, including fungu, which is the goo you need to cure your boo-boos, and various other things like floss and toothbrushes and toiletries, that sort of thing. And the other one has kind of like the junk food section of a store. So there's like instant noodles and Pringle style chips and things like that in there.
Little ho-hos or whatever.
Yeah. So if you're gonna literally slice into the back of this, I will need a mechanical engineering roll.
Okay, and I'm guessing followed by a tech roll to actually consume the code.
That is correct.
Okay, so there's the mechanical.
Nice. You're able to.
Terrible.
Yeah. 21. You're able to cut into the back of this thing and kind of crawl into its functional insides, not the presenting insides.
Find something to plug into the actual command structure.
Yeah.
And a 20 on the technical. So, actually, does my mechanical user interface, would that count for that? Because I think that.
Yeah.
Or would
yeah,
it be
I would.
Robo Hobo? Yeah. Okay, so 24.
24. Yep. You're able to get in there and pretty much get whatever it is that you're looking for. I'm assuming it's just base code.
No. Yeah, base code, command protocols, like how the architecture works. Basically, consume it enough so that if I run into and have to take over a vending machine, I can just rapidly transform myself.
Gotcha. Yeah.
To be vending machine code. It's a virus.
Yeah.
Really horrifying virus.
Yeah, that's enough to functionally do that. And let's do those 2 rolls for the second one.
Okay. And mechanical. Oof.
You try to cut into the second one, but the Vendomatic is made from a different alloy, apparently. And you scorch it, but it doesn't actually cut through.
Okay. Is there anything that looks like a port or something, or like a on the front?
Yeah, there is like a equivalent to USB port on the front that's obviously for like technicians to fix it or program in prices, things like that.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask if Alice will watch for somebody who might oppose the little robo spider messing with a vending machine, and I'm going to plug into that one.
Okay.
Absolutely. So Alice starts rooting around in his pockets, looking like he's looking for change to buy something out of the vending machine.
Fantastic. Can I get a
Fancy.
blend in roll? Oof, sorry. I keep smacking my microphone today. $18?
Yes, ma'am. And I can re-roll that if I need to.
Let's find out. I'm going to actually use my advantage here.
Whoa.
As soon as I fix my
Of course you are.
microphone stand.
Why wouldn't you, actually?
Let me just that off there. All right. Oh yeah, much better. Okay. So yes, if you want to re-roll that and take the second result, you can and would recommend.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a whole
right.
fucking lot of nothing.
You also do have an advantage if you feel like using that, or we can go with what's.
Yeah, let's use it. Might as well. Oh my god.
Oh no!
Yeah, I guess I'm taking the 9, I guess.
Oh
Jesus.
goodness!
7 hells.
Oh, roll 20 really said nope.
Right.
All right, so yeah, you're looking like you're getting ready to buy something, and you feel pretty confident that it's convincing. You've covered, Alice is not, it's a tiny person, so you feel like your body mass is sort of blocking New Skeeter from view, and let's see. Did you already do the tech no, so go ahead and roll tech engineering there, Skeeter. 21? Yeah, you're able to access it.
And that's also with the interface. So I get so that's 25 actually.
Yeah, I was taking that into account.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
You're good. So yeah, with the 25, you access it and you're able to gobble up that code as you like.
I assume it's not all that different.
It's pretty similar. A lot of it's identical. And then there's you can tell there was extra bits added on top of it later.
Mine's proprietary now because I changed these 3 things.
Pretty much. Yeah, and so you're able to get that. This takes a little bit of time, maybe 30 minutes total to get all, both of them.
Okay.
Where are you planning to head after that?
Oh, sure.
You did mention wanting to go to the industrial section.
Yeah, well, I did kind of want to look. I just want to look around to see if there's anywhere that's not basically, if there's any that look more like really unattended, unguarded industrial equipment,
Okay.
or if there's ones that look like they're not particularly well securityed.
I'm sorry. I just looked at Zoom chat at what Goody just put in there, and brain went completely just that. Holy crap, that is horrible.
Well,
it's just-
where do you think that delicious
just-
chocolate lychee taste comes from?
Yeah, just future plans for the cult that are terrifying.
Don't worry about it.
Anyways, yeah, you can head right over there, and could I get a sight roll? Well, you could do sight, gut feeling, or hearing for New Skeeter and Alice both.
My sight, my gut, and my gut feeling are the same.
Okay.
Gut-
Depending on
gut
what you
feeling.
roll, it will give you different information.
So you said sight, gut feeling, or hearing?
Correct.
Yeah,
21 for hearing.
gut feeling. 19 on gut feeling.
All right.
Does my robo hobo count towards this? Because breaking into things kind of makes.
Yeah, so it'll make it a 20.
Okay. Sweet.
So Alice, as you're walking along, you keep hearing this like servo sound, you know, like when something is like moving, mechanical. Just this tiny little whine, just like at the very edge of the range of your hearing, and it sounds almost like the way a camera sounds as it's turning. And Skeeter, you get the sensation, weirdly, of maybe some like Wi-Fi signal disturbance in the air or something like that. But you get the feeling that you're being watched.
Hell, maybe we should go do something that looks more like we supposed to be doing it. 'Cause I feel right uncomfortable. I think we're being watched by something. And old Skeeter told me, whenever you feel like you're being watched by something, you best either do something worth watching, which usually meant taking his pants off for some reason, or you get somewhere where you ain't gonna be watched. So I think old Skeeter is right in this manner. And since I don't wear pants, the options are more limited. Unless, it really depends on what you want to do. At the end of the day, really, let's be honest about here.
You know what, buddy? That's a valid options that you've presented me with. Quite fond of leaving my pants on my body. Let's just skedaddle, I guess.
That sounds like a good call.
Okay. So are you walking out, or are you heading back to your vehicle?
Yeah, let's head back to the vehicle.
I feel like maybe we should take a detour along the way.
Yeah. Why don't we detour somewhere? Get you one of them, what are they? What is it? Sandwiches. You eat food, right? I get confused. Some of them organics get all kinds of weird. I know you wanted the good ones, but come on. It's all sorts of confusion.
Yes, Skeeter. I do like the occasional sandwich. Good idea.
Yep.
All right. So you do manage to find. There's a couple options. There are some little restaurants, little cafe things where you could get a sandwich, or there are some little food carts, which have like they have like the umbrella over the top of it, but it's like heavy duty and like super sneeze guard. So you actually have to like duck under it, and then you're able to go up to the window because of all this like fine oily black soot that's covering everything. Which would you prefer? Do you want to go into a store, or do you want to try the sandwich cart?
So, in terms of the stores, is there anything that acts as like a a little sandwich spot, a little cafe, but may also have like souvenirs or something, like really cheesy souvenirs.
Sure.
Because I'm thinking of like little airport shops where you go in, you get super
Yeah.
overpriced food, but they also have like racks of sweaters that say "Welcome to Chicago."
Yeah, there's Average Al's Souvenirs and Sandwich Emporium is one of the businesses.
That is a
Alice-
profoundly specific business model.
Yeah, Alice was just about to say the same thing. It's like, very specific, but good for Average Al, I guess.
It's like right on the route to the space station, or the station, like the airport. Spaceport, that's what I was looking for.
Okay, let's go in there. Let's get Alice a hat and a sweatshirt.
Okay. Yeah, it's some variation of that. Like I did something in Craigsylvania City. Something like that.
I think, given the nature of Craigsylvania City, I think that is literally exactly what the sweater says. Like, I did something in Craigsylvania City.
That works. And like the hat probably says like Craigsylvania. I've been there.
Yeah. It's definitely like a baseball cap
happens.
too. Yeah. It's definitely like a baseball cap, and Alice like pulls all of his hair up and kind of like wraps it into a little bun and puts the cap over it so you can't see, because he has like super light blonde / white hair. So if anybody's looking for them, that would kind of be a little bit of a giveaway. So he pokes all his hair up in the hat.
Awesome. And yes, there literally is a car dealership here as well that's going to be called Fairly Reliable Bob's in honor of that dealership Goody.
You know what this place is, and I commend it for being this way, is very honest and truthful.
Yep.
That is not an inaccurate statement.
I'm sure there's probably like a tourist sign that's like Craigsylvania City. Where else are you going to go?
Craigsylvania City, it's all right.
Craigsylvania City, it's a place.
Craigsylvania City, you're here now.
Craigsylvania City, we exist.
Sort of.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
it's arguably. We
Craigsylvania
exist.
City.
Arguably.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you get your sweatshirt and your hat. Skeeter, are you getting anything here?
Well, I mean, at this point, I think there's nothing I could do to really hide me that's better than just being in a bag. So I'm just gonna continue to be in a bag.
Okay.
Alice does also grab a sandwich on the way out, because now he's hungry.
All right. They do charge you like a 10% fee because you have corporate money and not the stellar money. So it does cost a little extra.
You know what? Fair. I will accept that fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you heading back to your car from there?
Yes.
Could I get a sight check from both of you? Yeah, sight.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is happening
yeah.
here?
So
Well, to be fair, I'm in a bag.
yeah, I was gonna say,
I mean-
Alice, some of that weird soot stuff gets in your eye, and you got to take a second to, sort of wipe it away, and your eyes tear up while you're walking, and because you just sort of have to hunch at a weird angle, Skeeter can't see anything, and then suddenly you walk into somebody, you just suddenly can't see anything except this red fabric, and you just feel that impact of just sort of walking right into somebody. What's your reaction to that?
Alice like immediately puts a hand out to like if he can see a person shape like hand on the arm, like oh I'm so sorry.
Okay. You are able to see at that point. You get the soot out of your eye, and what you see in front of you is one of a pair of people that are standing next to your vehicle, dressed in like these really bright, sort of tacky red clothing. It's very fancy and pompous with gold trim. There's like a white sash belt sort of thing across the chest. Very like royal guard looking. And in fact, they have a little insignia, a little badge on their lapel that says Royal Guard. And guy sort of squints at you and goes, "You there, you violated the law." And that's where we're gonna end our session.
Did he take an arrow to the knee?
Yeah, he did.
Cool.
So yeah, you walked right into the local cops, essentially.
Oh no, you are damn stupid words. You found yourself on the cracks list.
Craigslist, yes.
Yes.
That was a good one.
That was great.
Well played. Well played.
I suppose actually before we do end, is there anything while that's happening? Was there anything that Maximilian Ambrose or Android McGee would like to be doing during that?
Yeah, I wanted to exchange few lines with the locals too while we are working on the ship, because you said it will take a few days.
Oh, sure. Would you like to say to them?
Yeah, and well, to break the silence, citizen, may I ask for your advice? I ask whoever's hanging near to me.
Yeah, Chuck is the one that happens to be closest to you.
He's in a punk band.
Yeah. He looks over and is like, sure, I don't think I've ever had an android ask me for advice before, but what can I help you with?
I've recently come onto a surplus of free will. Unfortunately, I lack purpose now. What do you think this place has something in the way of purpose? For somebody like me?
Well, I don't rightly know. Our scriptures teach us that most technology is evil and it's going to draw us away. So with an android with free will, I'm not sure where that lies in all of this. I bet the Reverend Ambrose would have an answer for this, because you seem to be on both sides of our beliefs, and I'm not really sure what advice to give you on that.
I see.
But I do hope you find the right answer.
I do hope so too. Yeah, I will ask Reverend, but next week.
Okay. And then anything that Maximilian wants to do after getting those 2 giant bottles of very strong alcohol.
In the compound? Not really.
Okay.
Kind of came here for one thing. So he'll head back to the ship,
Okay.
making sure to, wave goodbye.
All right. So you're just back at the ship and enjoying your newfound bottles, I presume. All right, that sounds like a good spot to stop then. So next week we'll find out what happens with Alice, Skeeter, and the Royal Guard. we'll find out if Android McGee talks to Ambrose about that particular question, and what the Reverend's response will be. And we'll find out just how drunk Maximilian gets on the ship.
I guess quite.
I think that's a fair guess. Yes, that was a lot of fun. We're gonna go on a raid here very shortly, but before we do, I'm gonna let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them next, anything they'd like to share or plug. We'll go reverse order from how we started, so we'll start with Goody.
I would say my favorite part was sacrificing poor Max to the IPA cultists, because that's just hilarious. Because I guarantee you the Reverend knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm very glad he found a way to turn that into a positive for his situation. But well, yeah, I'll be here next week.
All right. Next, Eknorlax, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
I do not have anything to plug, so for my personal part, that's it for the game. When you asked Guti how long has Reverend been absent in the compound, I knew you were up to something, and I love the direction you went in. I going into like underground. Well, you sort of made it into underground religious radio station, and I like the idea with leaflets and stuff. That there's a lot of potential here, and I love the idea. But that one bit that got me the most was the disgust in Reverend's reception of seeing that converted server room.
Oh yeah. That was great. I enjoyed that.
The internal
no,
screaming.
Oh no, I had felt victims to my own scheme.
Happens to the best of us, you know.
That was a lot of fun. Awesome. Next, we'll hop over to Par. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Favorite part. I like the first steps of Android in finding his way when it comes to potentially newly found sentience. So that's big for me. You can find me on Twitch at Mr. Parr. You can find me on Twitter at Parr Professional and at Mr. Parr 4E. Forgot my own handle for a second. And as for what I'm doing next, you can catch me next week on this same channel, at least same time slot on Thursday for Elite this guy.
Awesome. Fantastic. Vanessa, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
You see, I was like, it's okay to call me Vanessa because that makes it easier. But then I heard you say the full name. I was like, oh no. What did I do?
I'm just going to have to lengthen it now and just be like, Vanessa, who's not actually in trouble. I'm just saying Vanessa.
Truly. I don't know why my brain immediately jumps to that. But anyway.
I fully understand because my brain does random crap like that too. It's like somebody does something completely normal, like, oh, I did something wrong. And I'm like, no, I didn't. Why am I thinking that?
No, I think it's got to do with...
Oh.
No, go ahead.
Because then I looked out and then my first name is one syllable, so you can't really like do the extended unless you're like adding like the other, like my middle name and my last name and
Yeah.
whatever. Like, so just like, oh.
And I feel like that comes like full circle to me when I was a child. Like my mom, if I was doing something in public and she couldn't beat my ass, she would go, Vanessa Fake Jeans. Like she would say my whole name.
Yeah.
So now I just hear a lengthened name and I'm like, oh. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm Vanessa. That's my name. I don't know why it's such a big deal. It's not a big deal. That's my name. As for favorite part, yeah, I'm super excited to see where Android McGee goes.
Same.
I'm excited to see if Econorlax picks a different name or if we just get to say Android McGee for the entire series, because that will be fun. But yeah, just removing those limitations and seeing where Android is going to go is going to be super fun. The like, I don't know, this weird relationship between Alice and Skeeter, where Alice thinks that Skeeter is like the funniest thing ever, and you know, he's just gonna tote him around and see what happens, because it's gonna be just as interesting to do that as anything else, I guess. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And obviously we've run into some really interesting guys here at the end, so
Yep, a little bit.
we'll try to talk our way out of this one, I guess.
Well, if I get thrown in the evidence locker, then I think we can sort something out.
Yeah.
I'll just play dead and end up in the evidence locker.
That's not a bad plan. All right. Anything else, V?
I don't know. You can find my art if you'd like to take a look at that. I have an art Twitter. Might as well plug that in there. It's at Peppero Draws, and that's Peppero like the candy. I'm not able to do any digital work right now. I'm still waiting to get back the last vestiges of my last laptop that has all of my digital art on it, so not able to do that right now. But I do have like pencil sketches and old digital art up there that if you want to take a look, you can certainly do so. But that's me.
Awesome. And then B, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug?
You can find me if you just look for J.R. Belliston or Troll and Prettiest Princess in the internet. It'll find you. It'll find me. Just ask the internet. It'll do it. It's fine.
Awesome.
Yeah. My favorite part, because people already said several of my favorite parts, which that first conversation after Android booted up again with the changes that Skeeter made just delighted me on so many levels, because there was because it was equal parts like completely ridiculous and weirdly philosophical, and just, like at the same time, it just made me so happy. And any of the stuff with wandering around with Alice and Skeeter's relationship, I think is getting to be quite delightful. But I think my favorite part has consistently been the fast talking versus forceful personality interactions between Skeeter and the Reverend. Where the Reverend's like, "Oh, this is the way it is," and he's like, "Well, of course we see." and then it goes to that. Yeah, their interactions they're just fun. They're fun. I love them.
They are. Awesome. Then anything else to share?
Not that I can think of.
All right.
So, probably.
So that just leaves me. My favorite part, I think, the whole thing was fantastic. I particularly enjoyed the interaction between Maximilian and the brewers of the cult, and getting being able to come up with things like chocolate covered lychee IPAs and whole bag of jelly bean IPA. It's just,
I wouldn't like it, but I'd try it. I'd try both of them. They would be disgusting, and I would hate myself for it, but I'd try both of them.
Yeah, me too, probably. Like, I would go into it knowing full well that I'm gonna hate this, but like
this is gonna taste like regret and pain.
But I need to know what that tastes like.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that part, and then as well as all the other parts that have been mentioned. I'm also really enjoying getting to sort of flesh out and explore and describe this part of the galaxy, because as I mentioned before, that in 4 seasons of Animus, we've never really come here. So I'm excited about it because it's very different. It's horrible in different ways, and that's fun to describe. And then where you can find me next will be Tuesday. I'll be producing the Dragon Age game, our Tuesday Dragon Age game. It's we have 2 parties for that. We've got our Tuesday and Friday games. Did you have something else, B?
Yeah, because I keep forgetting that I do these things.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to be here next week, being Captain New Skeeter again, or whenever. Yeah, but I also play Alan the Kunari Himbo in the Friday Dragon Age game, and it is a wonderful story about Alan, the cake lady, his bestest friend, and a boat.
The boat. Who's not actually a boat? She's a mage.
I don't know. She have oar, so we both have oar.
Yep. Oh goodness, it's fantastic. So yeah,
It's so much fun.
I highly recommend watching both. So it's 2 different parties, 2 different GMs, but we are doing it parallel. So they're in the same timeline, same world, and everything. So yeah, that's the next one. I'll be producing that 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday. Then Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time next week, we'll have Elite Beskar, which is our Star Wars game, which is it's a lot of big stuff happening there. Friday at noon Mountain Time is the second part of our Dragon Age game. And then next Saturday, we will not have Animus Violentas. So after that, it'll be the next week again that you'll see me. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Other things to share or plug. We've got sponsors, which are Fundamental RPG. It looks like this. It's the system that we're running this game on. And it's a simple D20 system. It's not tied to any genre, so you can actually use it for any style of game or type of story that you would like to tell. We've run everything from I've done sci-fi like this. I've done different sci-fi. I've done high fantasy, horror games. It can really do just about anything that you could possibly want. So if that sounds cool, go over to Amazon to pick up the physical book if you like having the actual book in your hand. If you prefer a PDF that you can use on your phone or your tablet or your computer or what have you, you can pick that up at coffee.com/Raven, like it's spelled in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Also, Die Hard Dice, it's our other sponsor. You can check out their stuff at dieharddice.com. They sell amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories and other cool stuff like that. I've been using I've actually been using 2 of their dice. One is a Pride die that I've been rolling today, which has got the rainbow colors and a really cool font on it. And the other one is the one I've been using pretty much this whole season so far. It's the Winter's Embrace Dire D20. They're both really heavy metal dice, and they're large. They're bigger than a regular D20. So it's just really satisfying to roll, and it makes this really nice thud sound when you roll it on your dice tray. It's so great. But there's a link directly to the Winter's Embrace one there in chat. I highly recommend checking that one out because it's, like I said, it's just very satisfying to roll. And then if you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off your entire order. And that's it for sponsors. If you want to if you want to catch up on this show or others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. And then if you are enjoying this world that we're playing around in, or if you've been watching Animus Absentis for the last 4 seasons, and you want to learn more about the locations or the characters, or if you want to play around in the sandbox yourself and role play in the setting without the stream, there is an Animus lore and roleplay server in Discord. There's a link to it in chat, so you can join there and read up on all the locations. There's different channels for different things where you can read up about organizations or characters, all sorts of stuff like that. And then the other half of the server, you can actually role play with other people and characters as your own characters in that universe. So it's pretty fun. Go check it out there. I think that's pretty much everything for me. So we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid God's Fall, who's doing a really awesome 24-hour charity stream for a fantastic human being and artist named Darby. I was over there earlier today doing our one shot of the USS Initiative, a Star Wars, or not Star Wars. I am so tired. I'm sorry. Star Trek campaign that group and I did a while back, and we all got back together to do a one shot. It was fantastic. I highly recommend going and watching that on the VOD later. But yeah, they're going to be going for 24 hours. They're raising money for that, and it looks like they're currently doing some miniature painting. So go over there and say hi if you can. Support the charity. It's fantastic, a really good cause, because Darby's, just like I said, a fantastic human being, and could use the help. So I think that's everything. So I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.